All right, good morning, everybody. Joe Van Doren here, and welcome to our virtues pick for today. Just going to adjust this a little bit. There we go. So we have a great word today, and what's funny is that I believe this word. We had this word the other day. I just remember it coming up for us, and and having to look at it in a careful manner. And it always surprises me when these words come up, a second or a third time. But it's a reminder that, maybe this is something that I need to pay more close attention to. And so the word is consideration. What a great word, right? So let's read this and let's read the description and then we'll talk about it a little bit. Consideration is giving careful thought to the needs of others. It is also holding a decision in contemplative and thoughtful way. We mindfully consider what will result from our choices before we act. We speak with gentleness and tact. We care about others and their feelings. We carefully observe their preferences and needs, then do things to give them ease or bring them joy. Consideration shines in small daily acts that add to the happiness of others. It is one of the most meaningful ways to show love. Considerate people give the very best gifts. It's beautiful. And, in the quote for this comes from something that I don't know anything about. It's Zoroastrianism. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it's a holy book for some group of people. And the quote is, "Blessed is one who adds to the happiness of another. Nothing can be more true." So as I think about this, and I just finished reading it for the first time this morning after, shaking my phone up and getting the word for the day. It's something that I can always be reminded to be more considerate, to care about the feelings of others, to not put, not just think about, let's see, how do I put this? To think about my actions in the big picture, both what's going to be good and healthy for me, as well as what is going to be good and healthy for those around me, and especially my loved ones. My close family, intimate family, children and grandchildren, and everyone that's close to me. And so it really is about caring about others and their feelings in the words that we speak, in the actions that we take, in the helpfulness that we show, the gifts that we give. All of those things have a way of demonstrating to another person that they're loved. And it's also just another way of demonstrating the value that we put on others. And I would say that that's especially true, the value that we put on humans in general. So when we show consideration, it's not just for those that are closest to us, but we can expand that to everyone around us. And of course, we've talked about this so many times, but I just can't overemphasize the idea that consideration, like all of the virtues, needs to be practiced first with ourselves and with our family, and then we're much more able to practice it outside of the family and the community and to those others that are influenced by our actions and our words. So, for me today, this is just going to be being mindful of what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, how I'm acting, the words that I use, and hopefully I'm able to develop this virtue just a little bit more. And I hope the same for you. So, what about teaching consideration to our children? It always starts with us first and our clarity that this is something that's important to us, and we demonstrate uh, that feeling and that virtue by the way that we treat our children. Are we treating them with respect? If we expect respect, if we expect consideration, if we expect cooperation, then we have to provide that. Also, we have to demonstrate it ourselves. We have to give it to our children. And it's easy for us parents to think of ourselves as being in charge and having to demand that certain things are certain ways. And while we do have responsibilities, we also have the responsibility to help our children grow the virtues that are already inside of themselves and to find ways for them to develop the virtues that they already have. And so when we speak to our children, are we doing so in a manner that's gentle? Are we being tactful? Are we demonstrating this consideration for their feelings and for their unique needs and who they are as a person? I think that just goes a long way. And and I'll be honest, I wish this was something that I knew and had access to, let's say, when my children were coming up, because it just makes so much sense. And I know that in the work that I've done with working with children, I know that when we show consideration to them and we're careful about their needs and where they're at and who they are as a person, their personality and their temperament and all of those things, I just know that it has a huge impact on them growing up to be responsible, mature individuals who are able to live a healthy life, both mentally, physically, and spiritually. So we want to, when we sit down at our family meetings, we can sit down and we can talk. We can use this virtue as a virtue of the week or a virtue of the month, demonstrate how we can and practice being considerate, and talk about ways that everyone in the family can show more consideration, and then just practice it. And as we do this over the years, not immediately maybe, but over the years, our children and ourselves will benefit by this practice, and we will be bringing out the best in ourselves and in our children. So let's see if we can't add to the happiness of others today. That's what my goal is going to be. And even though we're up here in the mountains of Tennessee right now, it's very interesting. We just the Fred storm kind of went to the east of us, and we're only getting a little bit of rain, not even a whole lot of rain. So we're very blessed along that. But what that means is that we're in the tighter quarters, so I need to show more consideration today for the needs of my wife and the things that she has going on in her life. So at any rate, that's what I'm talking about. That's how I'm thinking. That's how I'm feeling today about this word of consideration. And it's such a important virtue for us to show to ourselves and to others. So until next time, which will be tomorrow morning, keep practicing the virtues and the 4 C's of successful families. That is clarity, communication, consistency, and community. Till next time. Bye.